Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, madam.
Yes, sir. I seek your permission to start day 4 of our FDP.
Yes, madam. We can start.
A very good morning to one and all present here in this online platform. I, Shweta, from the Department of English, Basic Science and Humanities and IQAC Coordinator, welcome our Chief Patron, Shri Tarsem Singh, Patron Shri SP Singh, Principal Convener and Director, GGSESTC, Dr. Priyadarshi Jaruhar, respected Deans, Administrative Officer, HODs, faculty members of GGSESTC, and eminent participants from all over India. I welcome you all for 1 week national level online faculty development program on NAAC Revised Assessment and Accreditation Framework 2022, organized by GGSESTC in association with Jharkhand University of Technology, Ranchi, under Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsava and Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. To begin the program, I request Professor Apurva Sinha to kindly play Saraswati Vandana. Thank you so much, Apurva ma'am. Now, without further delay, let us start technical session 1. I would like to request Dr. A.P. Burnwal, HOD Basic Science and Humanities, for making his presentation on revised NAAC Criteria 5, Student Support and Progression.
Thank you, Professor Shweta Kumari. Am I audible or not?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Is it visible?
Yes, sir, screen is visible. Yes.
Good morning. Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal to all present in online platform of FDP. Respected Honorable Chief Patron, Sri Tarsem Singh sir, Chief Guest Professor Dr. Vijay Pandey sir, BC of JUT Ranchi, Patron Dr. A.K. sir, Registrar JUT Ranchi, Patron Sri SP Singh sir, Secretary of GGS, Principal Convener and Director of GGSESTC, Professor Dr. Priyadarshi Jaruhar sir, IPSC Head Professor Shweta Kumari, all distinguished participants from the different places of country. I am thankful to Director sir for giving me an opportunity for a talk on NAAC Criteria 5. Myself is Dr. A.P. Burnwal, Head of Basic Science and Humanity. This presentation is the output of combined effort of Professor Rohi Prasad and Professor Tej Bahadur. In present era, NAAC accreditation is mandatory for higher learning institutions because education is the most important pillar of nation for its development. Time to time, quality parameter of education changes. NAAC focuses on improving the quality parameter of education. Earlier, marks on NAAC criteria 5 was 130, now it is 140. The number of NAAC criteria 5 was 30, now it is 10. So in the PPT, on left hand side in yellow color, while on right hand side, revised NAAC key indicators are presented. 5.5, this is the student support. First key indicator, its marks is 50. Next page. Our students have diverse thoughts, their economic backgrounds are different. Some students need a scholarship to continue their education. They got a scholarship from central government agencies and non-government agencies, state government agencies also. The institute may provide a scholarship to their students. So, related data must be given in the table 5.11 year-wise. So, related person must give the data for 5 years continuously. That is, related record must be documented for last 5 years. 5.1.2 capacity building. Capacity building and skill enhancement initiatives. This deals with numerous points: soft skills, language and communication skills, life skills, computing skills. Soft skill, it is related to critical thinking, teamwork, leadership. Communication has a social etiquette. Everyone has to communicate with junior, with co-workers, and with people in supervisory positions. When we discuss about life skills, a healthy body leads to a healthy mind, and healthy mind is the most important tool. We can have a unparalleled property. Yoga helps us keep control of our bodies as well as mind. It gives us better mental clarity. Yoga is very safe, easy, and healthy way to get fit for whole life without any problem. We should let our students know and practice yoga periodically. Yoga training facility provided to students. Computing skills means
Sir,
yeah.
excuse me, sir. Kindly show previous slide, sir. Previous slide, kindly show and compare.
Okay. So old manual and revised manuals are given. 5.13 have 4 points, while 5.12 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the common, but both are same here. In this case, 5.13, 5.12, both are same. So when we discuss about computing skills, it means computer skills. Knowledge and ability to use computer are essential. So 5 documents related to capacity building and skills enhancement should be kept for last 5 years. 5.1.3 guidance for competitive examination and career counseling. Old is 5.14, while new is 5.1.3. Career counseling, this is a very important, useful to our students. Counseling means a process of helping the students by providing guidance, moral support, exploring solution for the problems faced by students. Career counseling helps a counselee to understand the hurdles in career path by giving facility of training, a student may have knowledge that helps to develop the confidence to overcome these hurdles. Due to proper training, our students are benefited. So we have to keep the records of number of students benefited by guidance for competitive examinations such as GATE, NET, TOEFL, UPSC, JPSC, BPSC, or a state level competition. Here, years-wide data must be mentioned with documentation. Next is 5.144. Here, data sample problem. Sample example is given year-wise. Suppose an institute is interested to related to take the NAAC accreditation in year 2022, then it is essential to mention year-wide data from 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21. This is the sample example. Now, all these 5.15 converted. This is the revised in 5.1.4. Here, every institute should provide a transparent mechanism for timely redressal of a student grievances. Grievance cell is the device to settle a problem related to academic services or facilities, unfair treatment related. All data documents must be kept for last 5 years. A student progression, 30 marks. This key indicator has, it is divided into two parts, 5.2.1. This key indicator has 20 marks. This deals with number of students getting job through campus selection in the institute, as well as number of students taking admission in higher education such as PG diploma, MTech, PhD, MBA, and others. So we have to keep documents related to number of outgoing students for last 5 years, number of outgoing students placed for last 5 years, number of students progressed to higher education for last 5 years. So there are 3 avenues. Number of students mentioned must be recorded year-wise in 3 different directions. Now 5.2.2, it is the sample. Here when we year-wise data is mentioned for only sample. So now 5.2.21, 5.2.12, this also give the number of students, outgoing students year-wise during the last 5 years. 5.2.2, its marks is 10. Goals of students are different. Some students appear in GATE, some appear in GMAT, CATE, some in TOEFL, some students appear at UPSC and a state level examination. A file of records related how many students appearing and how many students are qualifying. This must be kept for last 5 years. So this is the sample year 2016 to 2021, number is 50. This is the only sample we have shown in the table. This is also the sample number of students appearing in the state and national, international level examination. So this table is the fictitious example. Now 5.3, student participation activities. It carries 50 marks. Very important key indicator. Some students participate in events, programs at university level, a state level, national level, international level. Here, the record of number of awards won by them should be kept for last 5 years, and this table should be filled up. Institute organizes various programs in the campus because Indian cultural diversity is what makes India unique and beautiful. Languages, religions, music, dance, food, custom differ from place to place. To familiar with one another and create leadership among them, participation of students is highly useful. By organizing various programs, Institute provides a platform to show their talents. Program may be World Youth Day, National Voters Day, International Mother Language Day, National Science Day, World Health Day, World Environmental Day, Engineers Day, National Unity Day, World Literacy Day. Besides this, Institute may organize regional cultural programs, music, singing and dancing programs. A student may come across with different cultural and dance activity of other state like Chho Mas, dance of West Bengal, Nityanjali, dance of Tamil Nadu, Dandiya Ras, Garba, Garbi of Gujarat, Jhumar of Jharkhand, Bhangra of Punjab, Kathkali of Kerala, Kathak of Orissa, Dogri of Jammu, Damahal of Kashmir, and others. For inspiration, students participate in birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, Abdul Kalam, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Sardar Patel, Swami Vivekanand, and other eminent personalities. One should know and give respect to other culture. This is the demand of today's scenario for Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. Records of events, including sports containing notice, photos, newspaper, and attendance must be kept for last 5 years. So table of 5.3.2 must be filled up year-wise. Year, then number of student participants, then we find the average. This is the sample example. Now 5.4 alumni engagement, last key indicator of NAAC Criteria 5. This is the Alumni Association. It is an association of former students. It gives a strength to the ties between alumni and institutes. Objectives of association are to plan and organize successful reunions on annual basis, campaign all relevant fundraising activities and other support to the development of college, to involve alumni in student development through participation in ongoing academic activities. So this is the presentation of NAAC Criteria 5. Thank you, audience.
हेलो हेलो सर वॉइस आ रहा है मेरा
Hello.
Okay, thank you so much, Burnwal sir. It was an outstanding presentation. But meanwhile, we want to know from Rohi Prasad, Mechanical Department, regarding Alumni Association. So, Rohi sir, are you there? Hello, Rohi sir.
Yes, ma'am. Uh, matrix 100 words, and
Rohit sir, your voice is not clear. वो breakage हो रहा है. Breakage आते हैं.
Hello, madam.
Yes,
Madam.
sir. Yes, sir.
Rohi Prasad sir will directly join from my laptop.
Office. Okay, sir.
एक पंखा चला दीजिए.
thank you, sir.
रुक जाइए.
As Dr. A.P. Burnwal sir has already discussed about the fourth criteria, key indicator, that is alumni engagement, which is of 10 marks. In the previous manual, it was of 10 marks, but it was divided into two different quantitative metrics. But in this, for the new manual, which is effective from 1st of June 2022, it is only of qualitative metrics of 500 words, where you have to explain all the activity related to alumni in 500 words, and where you have to tell about whether have you elected any alumni association or not, whether it is registered or not. As far as GGSTC is concerned, we have already organized an online alumni meet in last year, 2nd of June 2021, and in this year itself we have also organized an alumni meet where we have re-elected all the participants of alumni association. The alumni association was comprised of the 5 to 6 persons main which are holding main post, other and how we can provide in the previous manual we can see that we have to show that contribution of the alumni. In this quantitative metrics, when we are dealing with the qualitative metrics in this manual, we have to also show the contribution in the written words. Because how can we show the contribution? It can be shown by whether the alumni are helping in the placement, whether the alumni are helping in any sort of mobilization of the resources. And third, like we are in GGSTC, we have given a proposal, and what we have our director sir has created a proposal that an alumni can donate also books in college. It is also a type of contribution which can also be told in the qualitative metrics, which is the 500 words. In the if you sum up of all the criteria of 5, which is student progression, support and progression, we have already seen that previously it was of 13 metrics and now it is of 9 metrics. But the one of the most important thing is that number of quantitative metrics is very much higher in our criteria 5. That is why we have to take all the data very much seriously, and like we have in the first criteria where we are talking about the student support, and where the various welfare schemes was to be which was to be held, or whether we are giving the scholarships to students, any government scholarship or non-government scholarship. We have to keep all the records properly and year wise. This is very much important. But because in this scenario, out of 140 marks, 130 marks of quantity metrics, and it will go for the DBB, then your data must be prepared very much perfectly. Like if our students has gone for any sort of sports and cultural event, we have to keep the notice whether when the directors have signed that the students are going to participate on the behalf of the college, we have to keep that the records whether students have participated or not, and how they have participated, the photograph, the newspaper, it all should be kept, and it should kept year wise, because in the DBB process, the third party is going to check all these things. at the top for the last 5 years. That is, in a sum up, I can say that in the criteria 5, the most important criteria, you have to keep all the data in a properly, whether if there is a grievance sale, and like in all of cases, what will normally happens, the student directly goes to the principal about any sort of grievances. It doesn't happen in our college. It should be gone through a proper channel. If there is a matter related to the hostel, it should be gone to the hostel committee. That so the matter should be resolved from there. The NAAC committee wants to show the decentralization of the and how you are doing all the things in a proper manner. If a student registers his grievances, whether you are giving with the proper things, this is resolved or not. These all things, whether offline or online, these all things should be there. And Dr. Burnwal sir had already discussed all the various things at class. Okay, thank you. Okay, over to Shweta ma'am.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you to Burnwal sir and Rohi Prasad sir for an outstanding presentation of NAAC Criteria 5, Student Support and Progression. Here, I would like to call Professor Bhaskara Nand sir, HOD, Computer Science and Engineering, for making presentation on revised NAAC Criteria 6, Governance, Leadership and Management. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. A very good morning to our honorable President and Chief Patron of the function, Sri Tarseem Singh sir, our Chief Guest and VC of JUT, Dr. Vijay Pandey sir, our Patron and Registrar of JUT, Dr. A.K. Chaudhary sir, our Patron and Honorable Secretary of GGS, Sri S.P. Singh sir, our Honorable Director, Sri Dr. P. Jaruhar sir, IQAC Head Professor Shweta Kumari, Dean, IQAC Head Professor Shweta Kumari, Dean, HOD, and my dear colleagues. I, Mr. Bhaskara Nand, from CAC department, would like to present on the NAAC Revised Assessment and Accreditation Framework 2022, in which criteria, that is governance, leadership, and management. That criteria 6 is presented by me. Next slide, sir. Mahmood sir, next slide. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, in this governance, leadership, and management, basically we have 5 key indicators. One is the institutional vision and leadership. Second one is the strategy development and deployment. Third one is the faculty empowerment strategy. Fourth one is financial management and resource mobilizations. And fifth one is internal quality assurance system. So in criteria 6, that is governance, leadership, management, we will discuss in terms of these 5 points, and we can say that the governance, leadership, and management play a very crucial role, as well as NAAC highlighted certain area that we talk today in terms of these 5 key indicators. Or we can say that these, on the basis of these 5 key indicators, it treated as a backbone for the college for the smooth functioning or running of the college. So next slide, sir. This governance, leadership, and management carry a total mark of 100, weightage of 100 marks. These 100 marks are categorized in these 5 points or 5 key indicators from 6.1 to 6.5. the institution it carry, then the strategy development and deployment it also carry 10 marks. Then the faculty empowerment strategy, currently it carry 30 marks, but in previous version of NAAC manuals or NAAC frameworks, it carry 30 marks. Then the point 6.4, that is financial management and resources, currently it carry 15 marks weightage, but earlier in a previous version of NAAC manuals, it carried 20 marks. Then the internal quality assurance system, it carried 30 marks. So total 5 criteria consist of 100 marks. Next slide, sir. So the first point is 6.1, that is institutional vision and leadership. So basically every effective leadership by setting value and participative decision-making process is key not only to achieve the vision, mission, and goal of the institution, but also in building the organizational culture, the formal and informal arrangement in the institutions to coordinate the academic and administrative planning and implementation reflects the institution efforts in achieving its vision. So in 6.1, that is institutional vision and leadership, basically in NAAC assessment, we have two types of criteria. One is the qualitative matrix and the other one is quantitative matrix. So on the basis of these qualitative and quantitative matrix, we do the things accordingly. So in 6.1.1, that is the qualitative matrix that carry 10 marks. Basically, it deals with the descriptive write-up for 500 words. The questions are: the governance and leadership is in accordance with the vision and mission of the institution, and it is visible in various institutional practices such as decentralization and participations in the institutional governance. Basically, this 6.1.1 that is a qualitative matrix that carry 10 marks. In a earlier or in a previous version of NAAC manuals, it consists of two questions, that is 6.1.1 that carry 5 marks and 6.1.2 that again carry 5 marks. So basically, the 6.1.1 and 6.1.2 that is merged and make a one question in a new framework, that is 6.1.1, that is a qualitative matrix that consists of 10 marks. So for a write-up, basically we follow cool and break approach. So we have to mention 500 words regarding this qualitative matrix, that is 6.1.1. So for any write-up, basically we follow the approach of cool and break system. So first of all, we break the questions in smaller parts. According to that parts, we write our questions, and finally we merge the parts to make a full question. So in this question, that is 6.1.1, the governance and leadership is in accordance with vision and mission of the institutions. So from this point, if we take the key factors, then the first one is the governance of the institution, second one is the leadership in the organizations, third one is the vision and mission of the institution, and from onwards, it is visible in various institutional practices such as decentralization and participation in the institutional governance. So the fourth point we should consider is the decentralizations or participative management that will reflect in our policy making. So on the basis of these 4-5 criteria, we write this descriptive write-up in a 500 words. Basically, vision and mission of the institute or organization, it is a policy statement. We can say that it is a benchmark that vision and mission should be short, meaningful, meet the objective of the institutions. It really matters the most, that is vision and missions. Suppose we take example of any organization's vision and mission. So according to that vision and missions, we define the governance of that particular institutions, the leadership of that particular institutions, whether the policy, whether the work decentralization or not, whether it is participative or not. In terms of these things, we can summarize the write-up in 500 words. So if we talk about the decentralization, basically decentralization means all the power do not rest in one hand. That means responsibility is shared, or we can say that the response shared at each and every level. Really, it means the decentralization of things. Then the next point, sir. Next slide. That is the strategy development and deployment. A strategy development and deployment. Basically, for a smooth running or a smooth progress of the organizations, we need a strategy. A strategy or a perspective plan can be divided into three parts. One is the short-term plan, one is the medium-term plan, and other one is the long-term plan. For the creations of these plan, the IQSC, the principals, the management, these are the core three members, or we can say core three parameters, stakeholders that decide the perspective plan of the institutions. It is not only prepared by the IQSC, nor it can alone be prepared by the principal, but all the college stakeholders and obviously the management should be involved in preparing the perspective plan, because the management is going to spend its resources, time, money on the organization. That's why all these three must be involved in preparation of this plan. So any organizations have short-term plan, like get the IOC certifications to make campus green or eco-friendly, fundraising from the MSME or other government or non-government body. These plans comes under the category of short-term plan. Then in terms of medium-term plans, basically new courses, open of new courses or running of courses, it comes under the category of medium-term plan. Then in terms of long-term plan, we can say that getting the NBA accreditation by 25, getting the self-autonomous institutions, multidisciplinary college, or NEP 2020 implementation. These are the basically considered as a long-term plan for any institutions. Next point, sir. Next slide, sir. Basically, this strategic development and deployment, that is 6.2.1. Previous slide, sir. 6.2.1. Previous slide, sir. Mahmood, sir. 6.2.1, that is a qualitative maths that carries the functioning of institutional body as effective and efficient as visible from policy, administrative setup, appointment, service rule, procedure, deployment of institutional strategy, perspective or development plan. Basically, this 6.2.1 qualitative practice in number, it carries 6 marks. But in a previous or older framework, NAAC older framework, it consists of two questions. 6.2.2, the functioning of institutional body effective and efficient as visible from policy, administrative setup, appointment and service rules, etc. Merged with the 6.2.1. So earlier versions of the framework, it is a two questions, it is 6.1 and 6.2. The two questions are and to make one 6.1 is new framework. In this framework also, in this framework also, we have to write up 500 works descriptions. So in this write up also, we follow the same approach, that is cool and break approach. on the basis of break approach, we divide the things, and according to that things, we write the write-up. Then the next is 6.2.2. It is a quantitative matrix that carry 4 marks. Basically, it is the implementation of e-governance in the area of operations like administrations, finance and accounts, student admissions and support, and examination. So, for the transparent and smooth functioning of the institution, basically we need a technical support to run or to execute these things in a form of e-governance. That is administrations, finance and accounts, then student and supports, and examination. That is examination. Basically, the documents needed for this 6.2.2 is the institutional expenditure statement for the head of e-governance implementation reflected in the audited statement, ERP document, a screenshot of user interface of each model reflecting the name of higher institutions, annual e-governance report approved by governing council, policy document on e-governance, then the specific instructions to higher educational institutions that is bill for expenditure on implementation of e-governance in the area of operations. So this quantitative matrix that carry 4 marks, basically there is a format for data template. There is a format for data template. On that data format template, we provide the things, that is the name of vendors, that is the implementations year, how much costings are there. So we have to provide the proof for their implementation. That all deals with the 6.2.2, that is the implementation of e-governance in the different 4 categories. Next one, sir. Next slide, sir. That is 6.3. That is faculty empowerment strategy. Basically, it holds 35 marks. Out of 100 marks, 6.3 faculty empowerment strategy carry 35 marks. That is the highest marks getting from this faculty empowerment strategy. It basically focus on the faculty of the organizations. Here, organizations take care of the faculty, so that how faculty improve in a better way. So here the highest weightage are awarded for the faculty empowerment strategy. The process of planning human resource, including recruitment, performance, appraisal and planning, professional development program, and seeking appropriate feedback, analysis of response, ensure that they form the basis for planning. Efforts are made to upgrade the professional competence of the staff. There are mechanisms evolved for regular performance appraisal to the staff. So basically, 6.3 faculty empowerment strategy, 6.3.1, again it is a qualitative matrix that carry 8 marks. The matrices are: the institution has effective welfare measures and performance appraisal system for teaching and non-teaching staff. In a previous version of NAAC manual, it consists of two separate questions, that is 6.3.1 and 6.3.5. Basically, in previous manual, these 2 different points, 6.3.5 and 6.3.1, can be merged to make the single questions in the new manual, that is 6.3.1. The institutions had effective welfare measure and performance appraisal system for teaching and non-teaching staff. Again, this is a descriptive question, so we have to write the 500 words. So for writing 500, again we have the same approach of pull and break system. So here we have to, if we categorize or break the whole question in small parts, then the first part is welfare, effective welfare measure. Second one is the performance appraisal system, and third one is the for whom this welfare measures or the performance appraisal systems are to be applied. So obviously it is the teaching and non-teaching staff. So basically on the head of three things, that is effective welfare measure. Then the second one is performance appraisal system, and third one is for the teaching and non-teaching staff. So under the three criteria heads, we can summarize it up in a 500 words. Next slide, sir. Then next is 6.3.2, that is a quantitative matrix that carry 12 marks. Basically, it deals with the percentage of teachers provided with financial support to attend the conference, workshop, and towards membership fee of the professional body during the last 5 years. Basically, we can say that it is a organization's effort for the staffs. So here we can say that it is the effort of organizations or management. So surely it will enhance the efficiency of the staff. When the staff goes for these conferences and workshop, then obviously it will upgrade its knowledge and efficiency, and this efficiency and upgradation in knowledge will certainly help to the organization. So in this 6.3.2, basically we have to provide the data template in a form of year and number. So we provide how much faculty member or how much staffs are financially supported to attend different conference, workshop, short-term training program. So we will provide year-wise data in this format, year and number format. Next slide, sir. Next slide. 6.3.2 percentage of teachers provided with financial support. So this is the data template in which we have to mention the year, name of the teachers, name of the conference, workshop attended for which financial support is provided, then the name of professional body for which membership fee is provided, amount of support received. So basically these are the things that should be maintained in a data template format. So at the time of DVB, it can be produced. Next slide, sir. Next is 6.3.3. Again, it is a quantitative matrix that carry 15 marks. It is basically the percentage of teaching and non-teaching staff participating in faculty development program, professional development, administrative training program during the last 5 years. Basically, in a previous 6.3.2, we have discussed about what organizations can do for its staff. Here in 6.3.3, what the staff can do for himself or herself.
Hello.
What staff can do for himself. Yes, ma'am.
Sir,
Hello?
I would like to, yes, sir, I would like to request you to kindly summarize in just 2 and 3 minutes because we are having a shortage of time, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So in 6.3.3, basically we provide the data template in a form of the teachers who attended the program like FDP or some other administrative training program or short-term courses. So next slide, sir. So these data are also provided in terms of years and numbers. Then the next slide, sir. Then the next point is 6.4, that is financial management and resource mobilization. Financial management and resource mobilization. We can say that resources play a very important role, and mobilization of resources is very important aspects for any organizations. Suppose in this 6.4, basically the question says 6.4.1, that is qualitative matrix. It carries 15 marks. The question says institutions has a strategy for mobilization and optimal utilizations of resources and funds from various resources, that is government and non-government organizations, and it conducts financial audit regularly, that means external as well as internal. Basically in a earlier version of NAAC manual, basically two questions are there, that is in terms of 6.4.1 and 6.4.3. these two questions are merged to make one question in new manual, that is 6.4.1. that carry 15 marks. Again, the same approach is followed. So here we have to see that whether the financial audit are done or not, whether how many times the audit are conducted, mode of audit it was, how the objections are settled down. So basically, this criteria can be deal with 3 points. That is how the audits are done, then the what are the findings of audit, and what are the conclusions of audit. So basically, in these 3 aspects, it can be done. Then the next is the mobilization and optimal utilization. So resource mobilization is all about an organization's getting the resources that are needed to be able to do the work it has been planned. It has been planned. It is more than just fundraising. It is about getting a range of resources from wide range of resource provider through a number of different mechanisms. Next point, ma'am. In this 6.4, in a previous manual, that is a quantitative matrix that carry 8 marks, that is fund grant received from non-government body, individual philanthropists during the last 5 years. It removed in a new manual or in a new frameworks. Next one. Next is the internal quality assurance system. It is the basically IQSC play a very important role in governments of the organizations. We can say that IQSC takes initiative and all the department conduct or execute that initiative in a form of activity. IQSC conduct planning, invite proposal throughout the year, or we can say that IQSC promotes the activity. Basically 6.5.1, it is a qualitative matrix again, and it carries 15 marks. Internal quality assurance that has contributed significantly for institutionalizing the quality assurance strategy and process. It reviewed teaching learning process, structure, methodology of operations, and learning outcome at periodic interval, and record the incremental improvement in various activities. Again, this metrics are merged in a previous version 6.5.1 and 6.5.2. So these two are merged together to form a new matrix, that is 6.5.1. Basically, we can say that IQSC is known for initiative, new program, new courses, cultural program, promotional program that can be initiative. E-governance can be also an initiative. Technology-based teaching learning can also be an initiative. So in a sum of form, we can say that the IQSC is the vibrant body, and it remains a vibrant body for performing better for the institution's level. That is all about for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhaskar sir, for excellent and detailed presentation of NAAC Criteria 6. And now I would like to request our Principal Convener and Director GGSESTC, Dr. Priyadarshi Jaruhar sir, as a keynote speaker of NAAC Criteria 6. Sir, kindly share your insights, sir.
Very good morning, everyone present over here. I am very thankful that a great presentation we have of Professor Bhaskar sir, Head of Department, CSC Department, GGSESTC. I welcome all the participants from all over India and eminent speakers today. Madam, I will request that kindly share the criteria 6 slides, so that in brief, within 5-7 minutes, I will present my keynotes.
Yes, sir.
Ask please Professor Mahmood sir, if possible, he will once again from the criteria 6, governance, leadership and management.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mahmood sir has shown it, shared it. Sir.
Directly we will come to 6.1.1 QLM. Yes. Number 6.1.1, the governance and leadership. In this particular indicator, what we have to show is regarding the leadership of the institution and the society, because usually, particularly if affiliated college are governed by society or a BOG. So chairman, secretary, other offices there. So their representation and their how their leadership is in accordance with the vision of the institution. For example, our institution vision and missions are in the line of the for the uh, betterment of the society, particularly who belongs to a weaker section, having less financial strength, and providing them a quality world-class education in this area. So, what are their achievement? There are many awards and other awards. Suppose in our case, the deputy commissioner of this district has given a prize and award and recognition to our president sir, Sri Tassim Singh sir, for helping them in COVID or any eventuality. The district administration comes to college and college or society always helpful in various areas. Particularly, society is also providing a scholarship. It has a certain fund for this. So these are things we have to see. And next slide, please. 6.2. 6.2 slide, sir. Please. Yes. Strategy, development, and deployment. The functioning of the institution body is effective and efficient as visible from policy. So here, what actually college think for future. So for their various administrative setups are there, and that we have to, and procedures like we must have a academic policy or academic council for implementing that thing. First policy, and then how we are going to implement administrative policies, and that how administration is going to be implemented. And of course, first is a policy, and then first a vision, then policies, then how you are implementing, and then how much and how you have implemented. How much deviation is there? Whether any deviation is there from this target or goal? So that there are various type of audit. Audit reports must be prepared for, of course, financial audit, and then academic audits should be there, internal and external, and then we must have a audit for academic purposes, various facilities, infrastructure are there, maintenance team department is there. So how recommendations should be there. And next slide, please. Okay, next slide. Particularly in this only, yes, previous one. 1 second, I will take few seconds. In implementation of e-governance in the area of operations. E-governance starts from our website. So website should be very versatile, and almost everything should be visible or linked with a website. If somebody wants to work with your college for any reason, he or she, any stakeholder, whether they are a student, whether they are placement agencies, where there are some our authorities or controlling bodies or alumni or any consultancy providers. So all they can approach through your website, and there must be certain links that without even a direct one-to-one meeting, they can execute the things. Okay, next point is Next is next slide, sir. This next, yes, next slide. Faculty, previous one, sir. Previous one, yes. Process of, yes, this one, 6.3. Faculty empowerment strategies. The process of planning human resources, including recruitment, performance, appraisal, planning, professional development programs, seeking appropriate feedback. So here, what are the strategies? Whether you are recruiting only from your own district, own state, or whether you are preferring some faculty member from other state or even from other country, uh, uh, one strategy maybe one can adopt this. Secondly, how you are going to decide the recruitment process, and their after recruitment, their performance appraisal. There must be certain number of points, and that must be taken care of. For say for recruitment, the college can go for assistant professor, they can go for a written test for shortlisting, and their publications, their other attendance in some FDPs and other programs. Next slide, sir. Next one. In previous one, welfare is also required. So many things like insurance policy, quarters, vacations, suppose incentive for their work, consultancy is if they are being taken, there must be sharing for this consultancy. And finally, suppose sister concerns, suppose the college has or society has its own hospital or MOUs with hospitals, or schools are there. So the faculty or staff can be utilize those services on subsidized or free basis. So these things are for welfare. And faculty development studies, like encouraging them and giving the financial support for conferences. For in-house also, suppose we are conducting on regular basis the faculty development program. Usually faculty development programs must be taken at least of 1 week, and refresher course can also be taken of 2 weeks. So in that, and 2-day seminars. So they must be participated as a resource person also, as a participants also. And regarding the fees, college must provide them full their what are the fees or charges, or at least 50% or some portion that must be borne by college. So these are the certain things which we are doing in our college also. For say for conference, national conferences, the previous month we had charges, registration charges were 150, 1500 for other institutions, and for us for GGSTN as it was 1000. Next slide. Next slide. Yes, next slide. Yes, next slide. Next slide, sir. Next one. Yes, financial management and resource mobilization is very important. Of course, there is the college, whether if it is a self-finance, it is totally depending upon mostly on fees of the students, or if it is a granted one, so salary and other expenditures are borne by college. But the other resource mobilization is very essential for a growth of or getting a very good grade for any HEI, because unless it is not available, the progression will not in the same way which is thought of. So here, as we are particularly college is a generally having a very good human resource. So mostly expecting the consultancy work from government or non-government or industry. In our college also, we are getting various funds from government and non-government. So these are the one thing. And even a space can be utilized, suppose power grid or any power generation project, particular solar or wind, if water is available, so hydel, any power generation can be created. This project or system can be created. In our college, it is about 40 kV working solar power, and it can be connected to grid also. Or if we are saving this money, again it is a resource mobilization only, so we can add this here. And audit, again the audit and all those processes must be very clear, and if any deviation is there, that must be pointed out and it should be corrected. Next point. Next, sir. IQCS. In IQAC, it is a, like one can say, Excel for all the 7 criteria, and it is a it has a 3 main important aspect or expectations from IQAC. Number 1 is taking feedback and their analysis from different stakeholders for different issues. They must take feedback from student, faculty members, alumni, and parents, and industrialists, employers, consultants, sponsors, different government bodies, agencies, even from our regulatory bodies. Like sometimes we get feedback from AICT also, or our affiliating university. So these things must be incorporated, and they should be. There must be a plan to implement or improve for the improvement. Second, IQAC should take initiatives for various quality improvement program as part of the national level or international college. It must be in contact with various international universities, and they must incorporate as soon as possible the different improvement quality, because quality is always improving. It is not a, it is a dynamic thing. It is not an static thing. Suppose today we have in very good quality, but tomorrow we have to enhance. So this is the one thing, and then certain participations in various quality related programs or memberships. A certain ISO college should get quality accreditation in terms of ISO also, NBA also. So our college is very soon getting ISO 9001. We are working, audit is going on. So next slide. Next slide. So there is there are certain changes already explained by sir very nicely. Then, okay. Next slide, sir. Next slide. The meeting, quality control meetings are very important, and it has to collect all the data, all the informations related to the college, and the IQAC cell should give the recommendations and initiative measures to the CDC, which we have College Development Committee already explained in previous presentations. So through that, college governance and leadership will be very participative and progressive. Thank you very much to all presenters. Hope my keynote speech on criteria 6 will definitely enhance certain inputs to you all. Thank you very much. Good day.
Thank you so much, sir, Director sir, for sharing your insights and observations regarding NAAC Criteria 6. And thank you once again for sharing the initiatives or steps taken by our college, GGSESTC, for making the environment more or improving the environment of our college. Now, I request Professor Anupriya ma'am from the Department of English, Basic Science and Humanities to kindly come and present vote of thanks of day 4.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I am audible. Good afternoon, everyone. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose vote of thanks on the 4th day, 1 week National Level Faculty Development Program on NAAC Revised Assessment and Accreditation Framework from June 6th to 10th. My sincere thanks to our Chief Pardon, Sri Tarsen Singh Sir, Honorable President of GGES, Chief Pardon and Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Vijay Pandey Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, JUT Ranchi, Pardon our Sri SP Singh Sir, Honorable Secretary of GGES, Pardon Sri AK Chaudhary Sir, Honorable Registrar of JUT Ranchi. I would like to thank our Director Sir, Dr. Priyadarshi Jaruhar Sir, Principal Convener of GGSTC, Kandra Chas for support and guidance. I heartily thanks to the resource person of Criteria 5, Professor Dr. A.P. Burnwal Sir, and Rohi Prasad Sir, and of Criteria 6, Professor Bhaskara Nand for presenting a clear view on NAAC Criteria 5 and 6 and giving us a valuable information. I'm very thankful to our team members, Professor Rohi Prasad ma'am, Professor Shrestha Kumari ma'am, IQAC 10, for anchoring also ma'am, Professor Apurva ma'am, Professor Mahmood Alam, Professor Tej Bahadur sir, Professor Nishad sir, Anil sir, and IT and administration for their effort of making this FDP program successful. Now, I end the today's session. Tomorrow will be the last session of this FDP program at 11 a.m. and on criteria 7 and NAP, New Education Policy of 2022, and we have valediction at 12. The eminent guests are Professor Nilesh Pandey, NAAC Advisory, Professor Dr. D.K. Singh, Director BITC 3, Professor Dr. Saranjeet Singh, Co-Vice Chancellor of KIT, SKIT Bhubaneswar. Thank you, everyone. Now I request all the members, please put on the camera on for the photo session. Yes, I request all the faculties and participants, teachers from various, please put on the camera on.